is a true account that happened to me as a child. However, names and a couple of other minor details have been changed. The man in the sheepskin coat. The shopping centre was packed with people. Saturday afternoons always were. Families pushed prams through the bright corridors. Teenagers crowded outside clothing stores, and music echoed from hidden speakers above the polished floors. 11-year-old Clara hated how noisy it was. Stay close, her mother warned, as she steered the double buggy, carrying Clara's baby brothers through the crowd. Her older sister Emily walked beside them, carrying several shopping bags. "I know," Clara muttered, though she was already distracted by a display of toys in a nearby shop window. Her mother sighed. "I'm going into the baby shop. Clara, go tell your sister where we'll meet her after she's finished in the bookstore." "She's right there," Clara said. Emily was already halfway into the bookshop entrance. "We'll go quickly before she disappears." Clara nodded and jogged away through the stream of shoppers. She reached the bookstore just as Emily vanished between shelves. "Emily," Clara called. Her sister turned around. "What?" "Mum said to meet outside the cafe near the escalators when you're done." "Okay, 5 minutes." Clara grinned and hurried back out into the corridor. That was when she realised she didn't know where she was. The crowds looked different now. Every direction was filled with strangers moving past her. The baby shop she'd come from had vanished among dozens of glowing storefronts. Clara slowed, then stopped. Her stomach tightened. She spun around once, trying to recognise something, anything, but all she saw were unfamiliar faces and bright signs hanging overhead. "Mum," she called weakly. Nobody answered. A wave of panic hit her. She began walking faster, weaving between adults, then faster still. "Mum!" People brushed past without noticing her. A man carrying coffee bumped her shoulder. 2 teenagers laughed as they walked by. Somewhere nearby, a child was crying. Clara's breathing became shaky. What if they'd left without her? What if she couldn't find them? She turned another corner and nearly crashed into an older man standing near a bench. "Oh!" Clara stumbled backward. The man looked down at her kindly. He was probably in his 60s, wearing a thick brown sheepskin coat despite the warm shopping centre. He had a grey moustache and tired-looking eyes. "You all right there, love?" he asked gently. Clara swallowed hard. I can't find my mum." "Lost, are you?" She nodded. The man smiled reassuringly. "Don't worry. Happens all the time in places like this. I'll take you to the lost children area upstairs." Clara hesitated. The man noticed. "It's all right. I'm a retired policeman." Something about the way he said it made Clara feel slightly safer. Policemen helped people, didn't they? He pointed down the corridor. "Just need to pop to my car quickly first, then we'll head upstairs." "To your car?" Clara asked. "Only for a minute." Clara paused again. Deep down something felt strange, but she didn't want to seem rude, and she was frightened and embarrassed about being lost. Adults knew what they were doing. That was what she'd always been told. So she followed him. They walked down toward a quieter part of the shopping centre where the crowds thinned out. Bright shop windows disappeared behind them, replaced by plain walls and signs pointing toward the car park. Clara suddenly wished she had stayed where she was. The man kept talking calmly as they walked. "My granddaughter gets lost all the time," he said with a chuckle. "Your mum will be worried sick." Clara nodded nervously. Ahead of them were the heavy doors leading toward the underground parking Then someone shouted her name. Clara! She turned sharply. Emily was sprinting toward them through the crowd, her face pale with panic. There you are. The older man stopped walking. Emily grabbed Clara by the shoulders. Mum's been searching everywhere. The man looked between them. Does she know you then? Yes, Clara answered quickly. Emily pulled Clara closer. She's my sister. The man gave a small nod. Good. Glad she's safe. Then he turned and walked away toward the car park doors without another word. Clara watched him disappear. For some reason, seeing him leave made the strange feeling in her stomach even worse. Their mother burst into tears when they reunited near the cafe. Don't ever wander off like that again, she cried, hugging Clara tightly, while the babies wailed in the buggy from all the commotion. Clara tried explaining about the retired policeman in the sheepskin coat. At first her mother looked relieved someone had helped, but then her expression slowly changed. He said he was taking you to his car, she asked quietly. Clara nodded. Her mother went pale. A few days later there was a knock at the front door. A community policeman stood outside, smiling warmly. Afternoon, he said. PC Snoops. He sat with Clara and her mother in the living room, while rain tapped softly against the windows. I hear you got separated from your family, PC Snoops said kindly. Clara nodded. Well, you did the right thing telling an adult. Her mother stayed silent. PC Snoops smiled reassuringly. And remember, if you're ever scared or lost, you can trust policemen to help you. Clara glanced at her mother. Yes, her mother said carefully. Most policemen help people. PC Snoops chatted for a few more minutes before leaving his card on the table and heading out into the rain. The front door closed. For a moment the house was silent. Then Clara's mother sat beside her. There's something important you need to understand, she said softly. Clara looked up. You should never go with a stranger to a car, ever, even if they seem kind. But he said he was a policeman. He said he used to be one, her mother replied. And maybe he was, but you still shouldn't go with someone you don't know. Clara frowned, but PC Snoops said you can trust policemen. Her mother was quiet for a second before answering. You can trust many policemen, she said carefully. Not all people are good people. Clara, sometimes there are bad ones too. The room suddenly felt colder. Clara thought about the car park doors, about the quiet corridor, about how far away from the crowds they had been. And for the first time, she realised how different that day could have become if Emily hadn't seen